back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles. Today, I'm here to bring you guys another game review. And the game that I'm reviewing today is MotherGunShip. Now, before we get into any of that, my friends, for those of you that are returning, you know what I'm going to say. Please, if you haven't already, do make sure to slap that subscribe button, as well as ring-a-ding-ding that bell. If you ring-a-ding-ding that bell, then you will be able to keep up to date with the daily goings-on of the Mumbles YouTube channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into this review. Now, MotherGunShip is a game that costs $24.99 and is available on multiple systems, including PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And to all of today's gameplay footage comes from the Xbox One. Now, this game is created by Grip Digital. Now, for those of you that don't know anything about this company, they made some pretty well-received games this year already, including The Solus Project, Deadcore, Skylar and Plex, Tower and Guns, as well as a game called The Impossible Game. Now, this is just kind of to give you guys an idea of what kind of publisher you're looking at. And I could say that having reviewed a bunch of those games, that they're all fairly decent games. Now, let's talk about MotherGunShip. This is a high-paced, action-filled game that basically puts the player in the role of the main character, who they don't really talk anything about. This main character is tasked with one thing: save Earth from aliens. Now, how's he going to do that? How's he or she going to do that, for that matter? Quite simple. You are given a robot suit, and basically you have to go and kill all of these aliens level by level. Now, as you proceed to do this, you will first be faced with this simple thing. You don't have any guns. So you have to make guns. Now, as you can probably see in the gameplay footage right now, there's all different kinds of guns. You can put them together all different kinds of ways and all different kinds of things that are going on. But in the basic part of this game review, what you need to know is this is a first-person shooter that asks you to go through, kill things, go to the next level. Go through, kill things, go to the next level. Go through, kill things, go to the next level. That is what MotherGunShip is. The final thing that I did want to mention here in the opening section of this review is that this game does not take itself seriously. This is a funny game. It has funny dialogue in it, the characters are funny, and it's meant to be an enjoyable, funny game. And they do hit that note very well in this game, I have to say. A couple times it had me chuckling, and I'm not going to lie about that. Now let's talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics in this game, they're very good. They're not the best graphics I've ever seen in the world, but they are very passable for a game of this generation. So I would definitely give them a passing grade on the graphics. Like I said, not the best, but not the worst. Soundtrack-wise, this game has a okay soundtrack. I'm going to use my favorite term when it comes to these reviews, gaming elevator music. There's nothing here that really takes away from the game, but there's nothing here that also really adds to the game. So it's just one of those soundtracks that is okay, but that's about it. Now, the controls in this game, the controls surprisingly are actually pretty dang sharp. You have each of your triggers as the actual mechanisms to fire your weapons off, and then you use the control sticks to move around, and you do have a jump button. And they all work very smooth, and there's no real problem with them. They're great controls, really. Now let's talk about the gameplay section. MotherGunShip is a unique game in as much as you get to build the weapons as you go through each level. But I want to give you guys kind of an overview of how each level works. Now, in each level you will start without any guns or anything. Thankfully, you are allowed to carry some items with you that you have collected previously, but none of them are put together, and you always start out with just your bare fist until you go to the store and put those items or weapons together. Now, as you put those things together, you can proceed and start proceeding through the levels. As you proceed through each level, you will find that as you kill enemies, you gain things such as coins and health and different types of things. And these are things that you can use to actually buy new items, to trick out your guns and that kind of stuff. Now, pretty much after you beat each enemy in a stage of a level, there is a shop that opens up on that stage. So then you can go and buy more stuff. And it's just a constant cycle of buying more stuff, improving yourself, going until you finally do get to that boss. You beat him, and then you go back to your main ship and start the process all over again. So that's basically what the gameplay of this game is. There is co-op in this game, which is a nice added feature. And there is a survival mode in this game, which is also a nice, or an endless mode, I guess they would call it, which is also a nice feature. But basically, no matter what mode you're playing, the gameplay is the same. Your ultimate goal is to kill all the enemies in each level. Period. End of story. Now let's talk about the cons of this game. The first con is that this game can be a little repetitive. And, you know, that's with a lot of games out there. This game does one thing and does it very well, which is the first person aspect. But it's not a perfect game. It does have a lot of repetition, and you're doing the same thing a lot. So do keep that in mind. The second and final con of this game is that this game can be rather difficult, guys. In some rooms, you will breeze through them and you'll think, man, that took me like 2 seconds. In another room, you will go to it and you will get destroyed. There will be 15 million enemies. You won't be able to get any health and you will die. So really, it all depends on what gun attachments you have with you. But the problem with that is, besides your starting parts that they let you bring with you, everything that you get in any shop is random. So you might get a good part, you might get a bad part, you might get an okay part, you might get 5 of the same part. It just really depends, which is what makes the difficulty in this game so crazy sometimes. Because one run, you can get the perfect weapons in a level. The next run, you can get weapons that will do you 0 good. So it all just depends on what you get. With all that in mind, let's talk about the overall score that this game is going to get. MotherGunShip, I was really impressed with the creation of this game. I love the fact that you get to craft your own guns. There are some changes that I would like to see made, but for the most part, it's a unique concept, and I really do dig that feature. What I don't like about the game, as I said, is the difficulty and how things are random in it. Yes, I do like random enemy placements and that kind of stuff, but what I don't like is random weapon drops. I should be able to know or be able to count on having a good weapon when I need one. And that is not something that MotherGunShip provides you. With that being said, this is still a really cool gaming experience that I do recommend for first-person shooter lovers out there, because I really do like this game. And it is for that reason that today I'm going to give MotherGunShip a 7 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. It's a good game. It's not too expensive. And it still has a lot of memorable parts to it. And yeah, guys, this has been my review of MotherGunShip. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, smack all those buttons, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.